This video was initially for mums, but then it turned into the female warriors within this truth movement. But go one beyond that is literally everyone involved in this truth movement that's finding it really challenging at the moment with the divide between the families. There's such a disconnect right now. It's a straight down the middle, vaccinated or unvaccinated. But with that comes a lot of frustration, a lot of arguments, a lot of feeling sorry for yourself. Like, why have I got involved with this again? But this video is now to really highlight where we are at the moment, because truth is coming out. We're seeing that more and more. It's taken a long time and it is dragging on, but we're seeing more and more people waking up. But we're at this transitional period now where some people are just not, no matter what is being presented to them, is shifting. Unless they have a personal experience, like a loss, like a complication, someone close to them really is impacted by this, they won't wake up. Nothing can be shown to them. Like, the evidence is all there. It's literally spoon-fed from one side to showing you that this is not right. So now it's to now look at yourselves individually. What can you control? Because your role as, let's say the mum's example, your role as a mum, this is why it's so frustrating. You're doing all the motherly instincts. Your intuition is telling you this is not right. And as a mum, you want to tell your loved ones, you want them to see it because you don't want them to have any harm, which potentially there is with this. But that frustration and that love is not being received on the other side, but that's not your fault. You have to really now check in to say, have I done enough? Have I done all I can to prevent this? And most of the time the answer is yes. From a loving place, yes. And yes, then it is met with frustration. Then there are arguments. The initial stage, you've done what you can. So now I'm going to encourage you, now really focus on yourself at this moment, because let's just zoom out. Let's go for 1 year's time. When the truth does come out, I don't think it's going to be even close to a year's time. It's going to be a lot sooner. But you've stuck to your guns. You've kept educating yourself. You've kept trying to send information and share stuff that we're being presented to your loved ones, and it's not being received. But what you can do is still keep focusing on you. Like, protect your energy now. Don't let that frustration creep in. Because when we do zoom out and we look back and was like, if this ever happened again, which it won't, because it won't be allowed by the people, who would you follow? What would you have done differently? Who would you have paid attention to? If you look back, you'd have paid attention to the people that have been saying the same thing all the way through, that have been calm, that have got on with their own lives, that have worked on their own development, that have grown, that showed that they're actually happy within all this chaos. You'd do what they do. So it's time to be that person now, because within the conflict, by getting angry and arguing with your loved ones, it doesn't solve anything. So if we can accept that this is the way it is at the moment, the one thing that you can do now is turn up with love, with positivity, work on yourself, keep growing. So every time there's a conversation, a lot of the conversation will be noticed by them. Why are you so happy? Why are you vibrating like this? Where have you got this information from? And then they start engaging because they're interested in happiness above vaccinated or unvaccinated or COVID. Happiness and love is what we're all designed to be. We are love, but yet we've been corrupted in a way of that's as far from reality as possible. So again, same analogy. Imagine if the whole world, right now, we all forgot our past, but we woke up and the whole world had bad skin, rashes all over the skin, like red marks. We all had bad skin, but we don't know how we got it. This is the world we're born into. We're all really agitated. We don't want to go near anyone. And all of a sudden you see some people that have got amazing skin. They're smiling, they're glowing. They seem to be just getting on with life, but they're happy. If you had bad skin, everyone had bad skin, but you see these people over there are happy and their skin's amazing. At some point you pay attention. What are they doing? How is their skin like this? Why are they glowing? What are they doing that I'm not? I want that in my life. That's effectively what's happening at the moment. That bad skin is your mind. We got so many negative thoughts, so much fear, so much anger, so much hate in our minds. Yet if we turned up with love and we had the good skin, the good mind, people pay attention. People want to know what you're doing. So if you work on yourself and focus on your mindset, focus on the positivity, focus on getting into flow and doing the things that you love doing, knowing that there is a world of opinions, there is a world of division and a world of stress that's going to be thrown at you, but you're just meeting it with good skin. You're meeting it with as a positive glow. People want to know, especially your nearest and dearest. So if we can now set a task, let's do some self-growth, some self-development, some self-awakening. This is a spiritual war that we're in at the moment. But you add meaning, you add understanding, you add excitement to your life because you're working on yourself. And that will be, what's the right word to use for that? That's what everyone wants. That will be magnetic. People will feel your energy. And the other thing that I noticed within these all debates within the families, it's draining. You go home and I did not want an argument with them and it happened again. That argument wouldn't happen if you didn't react, if you focused on your ego. Again, accept it. It's not your place at the moment. They're not going to accept what you're saying. But they'll start accepting your change in mood and your change in energy. They'll definitely start accepting that because it's an experience that they're witnessing. They want to know. So things don't change overnight. We know that. We want to learn a new language. It takes time. We want to learn a new skill. It takes time. We want to get good at a sport. It takes time. Let's get good at our mind. Knowing that it's actually our choice. Everything that comes here, everything that comes out of our mouth. If we bring awareness to it first, we can choose. Listen to the words that I use, only positive. I rarely, unless I'm explaining, use a negative word. My philosophy on that, how can I be a negative person if all I use is positivity? I can't. That's the negative word. I'm always positive. And I choose to do that with my words first. I've got to the stage where I don't think about that now. It's just natural. I've worked at it so long and I correct myself if I do use a negative word to change it. We've always got that choice. And again, these are simple things that we can put into place just to bring an awareness to it that has profound changes. And again, it applies to everyone. It's human behaviour. We all have minds. We all have thoughts. We all have our own unique experience. So you work on this. So when we then get into this drama, this confrontation, pay attention to your energy first. Sit with your pulse. Notice their energy. Because usually these arguments come with anger. And people are unaware of that energy. And it's the energy that you can't deal with that sometimes we surrender to that argument. Doesn't need to be an argument. If you make the commitment and intention that I'm not arguing here, I'm sitting with my energy, I'm going to pull them up on their emotions and their energy. Why are you getting so angry for? We're just having a conversation. And if it's not serving you, remove yourself for now. Knowing that the truth will come round. It might not be your way of doing it, but when the truth comes round and life gets really dark, which it will, because it's going to trample over people's realities so much. The system that we're in is rigged on every level. So if people are holding on to being right all the time, it's going to hit them left, right, centre, like non-stop. So then it's a matter of, where do I turn? In this dark, where do I turn? Oh, mum's light's been shining the whole time. She was right. They have to change, not you. You're changing all the time. You're growing. They will have to. So you meet them with open arms. You be humble. Not, I told you so. That's ego. It's like, amazing. You can celebrate. Let's move now. Here's what I've been asking. Just have a look at this. What do you think about this? Again, no argument. It's not about being right. It's about truth. So this then goes out to everyone really in this truth movement. We have to accept there is a divide at the moment. But there's also a togetherness with people that are looking for truth and freedom and happiness. A massive one. And people that worry about their businesses, worry about their jobs, worry about speaking up because it might upset people. I can tell you now that all my truth posts, especially the quotes, they've received triple, quadruple likes than I've ever received on other posts. So out with the old, and in comes this whole new group of people. And it actually allows me to be me and just speak my truth, knowing that actually I don't have to have all this resistance always. I've got that in the household. I had that on my Facebook, but now I can just say things because that is my truth. And people are now agreeing and confirming and making you feel, actually, I'm not the loony. I'm not the odd one out. It's that confirmation that we need. But that confirmation, again, comes from you knowing your truth. It's not my problem of how other people deal with it now. My problem is when I let it take over and I get frustrated. I get caught in the drama. I get wound up, which I still do. I still get triggered quite a lot. Because deep down, it's just like, there's the evidence. There it is. There's nothing we can do about that. We're all entitled to our own opinions. We all wake up at certain times. We now know that the truth is there. Like, it is coming out more and more. It's closer and closer. There's more people rallying, more people waking up together. But then that has to turn back in on yourself. We need to understand who we are, why we are here. What is it that we really want out of life? What can we learn from all the things that we knew before and what we did in our actions and our words? What can we learn from that? What will we change? What teachings can we share with our little ones? What teachings can we bring up at a later date when we are on talking terms again with the family? A really, really powerful thing to do, because when we're in the moment, it's words. We forget things. We remember all the arguments and stuff. Write a letter. Write a letter to your loved ones and date it. Write a letter to your kids. As the mum, this is the reason why I was like this. Express how you're feeling now and put it on a piece of paper. You'll feel so much better for it and loads will come out. Do it from that place of love. And the truth comes out on that piece of paper. But what happens is, that's the insight at this moment. Again, fast forward 2-3 years when things start changing. Just want to share this with you. And let them read it. Watch it hit them hard, because that's your truth at this moment in time. We forget about some of the things if we don't write it down. The power of writing down is amazing. But when you then present it to you, I was being mum. I was being a brother. I was just being me, and all I wanted to do was to help you. Couldn't get through to you, but I accepted that. But this is how I felt. And the reasons why I got into the argument, the reason why I did snap, because I got frustrated. Like, write what you need to. Save it. It's an amazing exercise, and it's something that I encourage a lot of my clients to do. Relationship issues, parents breaking up, and one parent's not allowed to see the kids. Write a letter to how you're feeling at this moment. What things are you going to do to change? What things have you learned? What things do you regret? Own it. It's your past. It's gone. But it's powerful then, because when kids grow up to 18, they've got one side of the story usually. And if you're just trying to meet words and explain all the different things over then, no one believes the words. If you've got evidence, let me show you a letter that I wrote back then. This is how I was feeling. They can see the growth too. They can see the changes. If you're willing to change, turn up as your best self. So it's powerful. Document this stuff, guys. You'll feel better for just getting it out the body and writing it down. You'll feel the love come from it. And also you'll get that self-confirmation. You've been doing what you need to be doing. In fact, you must be doing too much, that you may be over stressing the situation because you're just doing it from a place of love. If you can write that in, that can settle your nerves. Focus on yourself over the next few months. Like, really be determined. Let me start doing what I want to do out of life. Let me start thriving. Let me start enjoying waking up. Let me start changing my perspective and focus on all the amazing things that are happening, all the amazing people that I'm connecting with, all the amazing things. It outweighs some of these troubles that we've got at the moment. We all have good and bad in our life. It's just how we attach to them. A lot of time we're attached to the dramas. We're attached to that one comment that someone's made out of all the amazing ones that we do get. So again, it's our choice what we're putting our perspective on. So I'm encouraging people now, like, write down stuff, find out what you want, let go of some of the things that are getting to you, and try to take the teachings from it. Yes, at this moment, I can't do too much with it, but what would I like to say in a few years' time when they're looking back at it at this moment? It's really powerful. a big respect to all these divisions within the families, that you're still sticking through this. They will come back round because they're family, and they'll come back round knowing that you were just there from a place of love. But turn it into love always now. Lose that fear element to it. Love is a lot easier to meet and accept than anger and aggression and ego. And then when things do start turning light, they already know where they can feel safe. You were you all the way through. I hope this helps.